Good evening, guys. This is Manpreet here again, and today we are going to discuss about cross-region replication. This is a lab, and we'll log in into AWS console to perform this. So before that, let me tell you what is cross-region replication. So when you want to replicate your data from one region or from one bucket in one region to another bucket in another region, that is called cross region replication. So now let's switch on to the AWS console. So here I am, and let's click on S3. So here I'll create one bucket. This bucket would be source bucket, and this will be in my Northern Virginia region. So let's create the name as cross region application source bucket, and I'll click on create. We won't go to next, we'll directly create. So here we are, and we can see that it's still not in public mode, so we'll go click on this and we need to make it public. Go to permissions, go to public access settings, and here you can directly click on edit, and you can uncheck these boxes to make it public. Click on save, and here this is final confirmation, so we need to type confirm here and click on confirm. So here you can see that now this bucket has been made public. So let's go back and go back again. So here you can see that now objects can be public inside this. Let's go into this and again upload some files from our desktop. So now I've selected and I'll click on upload. So both the files has been uploaded now. Now what I'll do is I'll make these files also public. I click on these files, upload, go to actions. One by one we can do that. Go to this, we go and then make public. Similarly, if we go to this file, again go to action and make it public. So now both the files has been made public and they are into US East Northern Virginia region. So now let's go back. And now we'll create another bucket that will be in another region, and let's create that bucket. Let's keep the name as cross region bucket. Cross region destination bucket, and select the region. Let's consider it to be Mumbai, and we need not to create any copy any settings, so we'll directly click on create. Bucket name already exists, so let's keep it as bucket new. Let's click on create. So now your cross region bucket has been created. Now let's go back to this one and make it public. Click on edit and check these boxes and click on save. Click on confirm. It's the final stage to make it public. So now it has been successfully saved. Now let's go back. Now what we'll do is, now again we click on this, and if we go to management, if we go to replication. So we'll click on add rule. So if you see that, first warning it gives is the bucket doesn't have versioning enabled. So it is very much important that for replication, versioning has to be enabled. So cross-region replication requires bucket versioning, enable versioning on this bucket. So we'll click on this enable versioning. And now you can see that it's asking for setting the source. So here you can see that either you can copy all the entire bucket from source bucket to destination bucket, or you can copy the prefix or tag. So prefix or tags are like some subfolders of those bucket. That also, if you want to copy, then you can do it. But for right now, we don't have any prefix or tags in our current bucket, so we'll directly copy the entire bucket. Okay. So this is the source bucket. You can see that we are setting the source. This is our source bucket. We have already uploaded 2 files in that. So the second option, if you see, it's asking for replicate objects encrypted with AWS KMS. So right now we don't have any use of it, so we are not going ahead with this. Let's click entire bucket and go to next. And here you see that you need to select the destination bucket. So this is your destination bucket, which is based in Mumbai region. So if you see that in destination bucket also versioning has to be enabled. So we'll click on enable versioning. And now if you see, this is asking for change the storage class for the replicated object. If you click on this, then you can see that it will ask for the storage class. That could be, as we have already discussed, it could be of standard, intelligent pairing, or standard IEA. So right now we won't use these things. So by default standard thing we'll use. We won't use this, and we'll go to next. So here is we need to create an IAM role. So let's see, and let's click on create a new role. Let's keep the name role as CRR new role, and click on enabled and click on next. So this is the summary. You can see that bucket source bucket is our source bucket. Complete entire bucket we are copying. We are not copying any subfolders or tags. That is this bucket is currently based in Northern Virginia region of US, and destination bucket, the name is cross region destination bucket new. It's based in Asia Pacific Mumbai. This is the nearest to us as we are based in India, and storage class same as source we have kept. And IAM role, we have created new role with CRR new role as the name. Let's click on save. So cross-region replication has been updated successfully. Okay, now if we go back, now as we have already applied the cross-region replication on our source bucket, so that we can copy. So you might be thinking, now we have already applied the replication, so obviously whatever data was there inside your bucket, it should have been copied to the destination bucket. But that is not the case. You can see that your destination bucket is still empty. So whatever data was there inside your source bucket, it won't be copied automatically in your destination bucket. So you need to remember this, that whenever you are updating your bucket after the replication, that only will be replicated to your destination bucket. So suppose some data was already there in your source bucket, it won't be copied automatically to your destination bucket. Okay, so for this what we have to do is we need to install AWS CLI, and we need to copy these things manually. So what we'll do is, before that, let's do one thing. Let's search for AWS CLI tool bundle and click enter. So I click on this. So here you can see that. So ours is Windows, so we'll go to Windows section, and here you can see that there are three options: install the AWS CLI using MI installer, install the AWS pathing and on Windows, add the CLI execute to a command line. So what we'll do is, first we will download the MSI installer for Windows, that is for 64-bit. Okay guys, so now I have installed AWS CLI. So let's search for this. So there is one command to search whether it was successful or not. Version. So let's see. So see. So my AWS CLI was installed successfully. Now I'll run a command AWS configure. So here you can see that now this is asking for AWS access key ID. So what I need to do is I'll again switch to our AWS console, and there we'll go to services, and we'll go to IAM, and here we need to create a group. Create a new group. The name of AWS replication access. Go to next step. Give him the complete access, the administrator access. Next step, create the group. Now in this group I need to add a user. So I'll add users to group. Give me a second. I'll create a new user for this. Add users. I'll create a new user as Synctaki, and now here you can see that when we were discussing about IAM, so that time we didn't discuss about this programmatic access. So this is where this programmatic access is used. So I'll click on this. So what it'll do is it will give you an access key ID and secret access key. So I'll go to permissions, and I'll add user to group, which group we need to add this to AWS replication access, and the next tag, next review, and create the user. So now we have created the group, and we have also added sync key user to this. Now we have access key ID here, so you can copy from here, and secret access key will copy from here. So anyway, I'll delete this user so that you should not get access to my bucket. So I'll delete after some time, but for your purpose I'm showing it to you. So we'll copy this. Again we'll go back to our command prompt, and here we'll type, we'll paste this. We have pasted this. We'll do enter. So it's asking for the secret access key, so I'll click on show here. I've clicked on show. I'll copy, and again I'll come back here and I'll paste this. Now I'll do enter. So here you can see that by default our region is US West 2, that is, I'll click on US hyphen West hyphen 2, that is Northern Virginia region obviously, and let's click onto this. So now it's done. So now again I'll list my buckets. So the command is AWS S3 ls. So let's see what does it give us. So here you can see that these are my three buckets. First one is my source bucket, second one is replication bucket, and this is the third one. So now I need to copy everything which we have in source bucket, all the objects from source bucket, to my destination bucket. So the command is AWS S3 copy, and everything recursively we have to copy. So recursive, and then name of my source bucket, That is, I can copy from here. Sorry. I'll paste it here to my destination bucket. And I'll enter now. Hopefully this should copy all the data or all the objects from my source bucket to my destination bucket. Let's see. It may take few minutes. So here you can see that everything has been copied now. So let's now move to our console. So this was our source bucket and this is our destination bucket. So let's go inside this, and this is in Mumbai. Let's go inside this. Let's refresh this. It may take few minutes to come up. So here you can see that, so whatever data it was there in your source bucket, it has now come into your destination bucket. So let's try to open this. So you can see that the properties were not transferred. So if you go to our first bucket, that is source bucket, open this file. So this was accessible, right? But when we have copied or replicated our data or replicated this file to our destination bucket, we are not able to open it. So here also we need to explicitly make it public. So we are not going into that right now. Or we can do one thing, we can make it public. We have made this public, and now let's try to open this. So we are able to see this now. Okay. Let's go back and make this public also. So now in both our source bucket and destination bucket, it's same. Both whatever data or whatever objects we have in our source bucket, now it's replicated to our destination bucket. Now what we'll do is, now we will update this file in my desktop and I'll upload this. Okay, so right now here you can see the version. So we have the latest version is this 2 only. So what I'll do is, now I'll update this file in my desktop from version 1 to version 2, and then I'll upload this. Let's go back to my desktop. I'll open that file. I'll make version 1 to version 2. I'll save it, and now I'll upload it here. So I'll click on upload. So here you can see that it has been successfully uploaded, and now we have two versions, that is, this is the later version and this is the old version. Okay, so let's see this. So if you remember from the last lecture, tell me that this new updated file will be accessible to public or not. So this question should come to your minds. Let's say this, it should not be accessible, right? So again we need to make it accessible or make it public. So we have made it public. Let's open it again now. And so you can see that this is version 2. Now this file should automatically be replicated to your second, that is destination bucket. So let's go there, and we are in this. Let's show. So here you can see that the later version has automatically replicated into your destination buckets. Let's open this, and you can open this, and you can see that. And now you can consider this. Now when we have uploaded the new file, or when we have updated the new file, it came with the public property, right? It was replicated with the property of public. Okay, so that is it. And if I go back now, if I want to delete my file, now if I delete my file in my source bucket, so let's delete this file. If I one second, I go to this, and if I go and delete this file, it is deleted now. I click on show, so it will create a delete marker, right? So you need to remember that this delete marker will not be replicated to your destination bucket. So let's go back and see in destination bucket. Let's click on show. So here you can see that the delete marker was not replicated here, and also your file is not deleted from here, right? So you have your file here available. So this is one advantage. Suppose you accidentally delete your file in your source bucket, so you can always restore from your destination bucket. So this was about replication, guys. Cross region replication, this is how we do it. So let's switch back to our PowerPoint. So here are the exam tips. First one is on both the source and destination buckets we should enable versioning. So it is very important that for replication, that on both the source and destination buckets we need to enable the versioning. And second one is you can replicate from one region to another region only. You need to remember this. This is a very important point, because suppose there are two buckets in the same region, you cannot replicate the data or the objects from within the region and from one bucket to another. You have need to have two buckets, and that too in different regions, then only you can do replication. Third one is objects in the current bucket are not replicated automatically. Only subsequent updates or new subsequent files will get replicate automatically. This we have already seen that for already for the data which was already there in our bucket, we had to install AWS CLI tools, and we had to run this command, AWS copy command from, and gave the source and destination buckets. Fourth one is you cannot replicate from one bucket to many buckets. So only from till now in AWS only possible is that we can only replicate data from only one bucket to one bucket only. Okay. The fourth final, fifth one is delete markers are not replicated. So advantage of this is that suppose we have accidentally deleted our file from the source bucket, then we can always restore it from the destination bucket. The final one is deleting objects from source bucket won't delete replicated object in destination bucket. Okay, so even if we delete our source bucket object, it won't delete the object in the destination bucket. So these are very important points. Please go through these steps, and please log in into AWS console and do practice side by side. That would be very helpful in the exam. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Bye bye.